and you took us to the various aspects of UPSC aspirants, how to get out of, if you are like in the down session, you are having the downtime period, then how you can keep yourself motivated. Love, and you will never have to work in your life. So today I welcome all of you in this brand new podcast with Vivek Atray sir. Welcome to this Anandyatra platform.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Thank you for inviting me. अच्छा लगा मुझे.
Great to have you. And we are honored to have you on this platform from an IAS officer who turned from an IAS into an motivational TEDx speaker, mentor, and an author. Aspect of your life, I think you spent around 25 years in the service as an IAS officer. Can you enlighten us? Like, is it worthwhile to invest that much amount of time in going for UPSC? Can you guide a little bit on that? Because it's a very important thing from your side. You address that.
Yeah, so I'm also the mentor of UPSC Academy, Vivek IAS Career Academy, and I have a lot of students coming to me for such advice, the one you have asked, and also detailed guidance. But I don't teach, I mentor. However, I guide them. And I also speak about this, as you know, on other podcasts. I've been on many times, spoken about this point.
Yes, yes.
Firstly, everyone has to have a plan B. So everybody has to have a plan B, even plan C, plan D, plan E, whatever you can have, you must have. This UPSC exam or any other competition, there is obviously an element of uncertainty involved. There is no guarantee that you will make it. You may be the best in the world, but still you may not make it because of various factors may come. So you have to keep that uncertainty factor in mind. Secondly, if you have some qualities in, let's say, physics, chemistry, you have got some good insight, that is your subject, or you have a backup plan in some kind of private sector job, you must use your knowledge, know-how to keep that option available. Thirdly, before going for the UPSC route, you should see whether you are meant for it. So you yourself have to do the analysis, even if you are 21-year-old or 18, 19-year-old. Do your analysis. Are you the type of person who will do well in the service? Firstly, preparing is another matter. Are you the kind of person who will do well in a government service or a civil service? Are you a people's person? Are you society oriented? Are you the kind of person who will be comfortable in a government job? Then, are you cut out for this preparation phase? It is hard work. It is requiring a lot of work. Let us say you appear, as you said, 3 times. Before that, you have prepared another 3 years. When you were in college, you started preparing from first year. First year, second year, third year, fourth year also at times. And 4 years you have been preparing. First attempt, people don't even appear at the first attempt after qualifying from college. They should appear. In my view, you should appear there. And even if you have only 1 month, you cannot, but if you are already prepared, you appear. I appeared for the UPSC exam, although later I came through the HCS Haryana Civil Service. But that too when my father passed away. But I appeared immediately, and luckily I cleared the prelims 3 times. But I didn't clear the mains. And in the meantime, my father was not well, and it was like that. However, I think you get to know the first, second time where you stand. If you have given it a lot of hard work, and after 2 years, 2 attempts, you feel that you are very far away from the goal, take a practical call. 2 attempts are enough to find out, I feel. Serious attempts. Third attempt should come only if you have some nearness to the goal. That means you almost cleared the prelims. Okay, you could not clear twice, but you almost cleared. You are reasonably prepared for the mains. If you did not clear the mains, you wrote the mains, almost cleared the mains, then you appear again. If you appeared for the interview, then obviously you can appear again because then you have a big chance. So the third and fourth attempts should come if you have a chance in the first 2 attempts and you feel that you are confident. I don't think more than 4 attempts should be tried. If you have not succeeded, 3 attempts are good enough in my view. 4 are maximum. And also I tell people, don't take more than 1 year off from your career, your studies. 1 year is maximum what you should do preparation whole time. Even if it is at the age of 21 after your graduation, 1 year. After that, start some MA, MSc, MTech, whatever it is. Start some teaching, start some job, and don't sit, because 1 year full-time preparation is a lot of time. and you have prepared, and now even if you are not ready, even if you have very little time to prepare, you have still done some work, you have some notes, go for it with your job at the same time. After the end of 3 years, you will not feel bad because you have not spent only 3 years doing this.
True.
4 years. And 7 years is out of the question.
Yeah.
You are not Manoj Kumar Sharma in the 12th grade, and I am also not. Everybody cannot be like that. So don't do it. Don't do it. This is my advice.
Yes. Wonderful, sir. Here I want to highlight one point. Like when I don't say directly to those people like that you do that way, but what they say, like, Ashish, I already invested my 3-4 years. If I don't do this, then what I should do? And second thing is that family background. Like they think if I go back and I will say to family like I'm not able to succeed, then what will I do? So why this is?
Sorry to interrupt. After 3 years, going back is still okay. After 6 years going back, it's so disastrous. It's so sad.
Yes.
And people, they will obviously feel very low. And how do you start from here? You are human. You are human. And human beings, they will find a setback. So, okay, if you have appeared for 6 times now, by the time we are having this podcast, there are so many people who have already appeared 6 times, right?
Yes.
So, for them, let me say, well done, tried your best. Now, think about your life ahead. Think about your life ahead and prepare yourself for life ahead. And you are still in your 20s, no harm done. Go for it. Go for something else.
Yes.
And there are other services, there are other ways, there are other channels. And another thing I'd like to add is that we need to be superhuman in those 3 years. But sleep is important. Balance is important. So if you're not sleeping for 6-7 hours, then your efficiency at the time of study is very low. So don't do that. I met somebody just 3 days ago. This girl tells me, sir, I sleep only 3 hours. I said, you will burn out. You can't, you're a human being. You are not an automaton. You don't have any battery charger. You have to sleep. 3 hours is not enough. 6 to 7 hours sleep at least. And then you balance the rest of your day. This is how to work.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Amazing. And one thing that I also like to know from you, suppose I cleared that IAS exam and I was about to go into that services. So what you will tell those persons, like what are the qualities when they come into system? What kind of mindset? That I like about you is there also you are serving. Till now you are serving through different means as a motivational. You are serving the community. That same spirit was remain the same. Maybe you have changed your platform. Maybe you have changed the mask. But that desire to serve is still remain the same. Maybe for other person they can see in a different way. But I feel like you are still serving. That's why you are smiling. You are happy from within. So what you will say to those people, and for those people who are not able to make to that UPSC and they are already invested in that. So what emotional motivation you will give to those people? 2 questions.
I think it's a very good question. And those who are ready to join the service, for them, I would say the key word is service. And I often speak about this, that Indian police service, Indian administrative service. So the key word is service. Haryana civil service, Punjab civil service. The thing is that if you have that service orientation, a young officer in any level will do very well to be service oriented and be a good people's person. Be prioritizing the person who comes to meet you, the common man. Go out of your way to give time to listen to people, to give them that respect. You will become not only popular, but you will be successful as an officer. You will have goodwill. Goodwill is the earning of life, in my view. I say it many times on my speeches, in my podcast. Goodwill is the earning of life. And you will gain that goodwill by listening to people carefully, by patiently sitting with them, trying to solve their problems as an officer. By being rude or by being arrogant, you will not gain anything. You will only gain hatred, jealousy, and people will not like you at all. So I often say in I have a book called Finding Success Within. And in that book I have said, respect is greater than authority. And that authority is going to come and go. That post will come and go. But the respect you gained will stay with you forever. And respect may be there with a grandmother who never was a DIG of police or anything.
Yes.
Respect than you and me.
Definitely.
So I think it is very important that we have that service orientation that will help the young officer. There are many other things, but this is the main thing. Secondly, if you have not made it, you are going back to something else. you consider your investment of time in the civil services preparation as a kind of preparation for life. And you have learned a lot of things, knowledge has come, systematic learning has come. Apply that wherever you go. And you will be better than many other people in your field because you are prepared for a premium top level exam.
Amazing, sir. Wonderful. The way you were telling, service is what it really meant for. Now, I think the last question related with this thing is what I would like to ask you. Like, I was also initially very like aspirant, very interested in this services. But somehow, when I will not able to make it, but God gave me a chance to see the system when I was working in private sector. So our company used to take so many projects from government. So there I used to meet like assistant engineer and all, like these are like my friends. So when there comes an element of like the corruption, can you tell something on that? But that thing somewhat make me disinterested from the service. Like after reading so much, studying so much, if we have to do so and such things, then what is the use of learning this, making yourself like learning all those skills? So can you give anything on that? Such things still exist in the system?
Yeah. I can, because having been a civil service officer, I am hopefully mature enough to handle this question and answer it well.
Yes.
You see, what happens, human beings are of different types. But nobody's perfect.
True.
And perfect human beings don't exist because they have come to this world to learn something and improve themselves. Now, as an officer, the opportunity to do service, as we said, is immense. But some people, their mindset becomes corrupt, or they become negative, or they become selfish. And they look at what is in this for me. Now, that person could exist in any domain of life or society. But because he happens to be an officer of the government, he or she is using public funds, misusing public funds, or earning revenue by some wrong means, then it is something even more bad, because you are in a position of power, authority, and you have been appointed by the country in a way, the public appointment. So I think it is your responsibility to be honest in service, to use public funds rightly, to be above board and transparent. However, there are people who do that, yet there are people who are not doing that. When I was not in government, I was also not aware, because my father was a very upright officer and he was outstanding, everybody knew. Now, I used to see him. There were people around him who obviously were not that great, but there were people around him at that time. All of them were a little more, let us say, upright in general. We used to say that, the corrupt officer, you could see out of 100 people, you might say that, okay, this one person is corrupt. Many years ago, 30 years ago, let's say 40 years ago. Now you might say that in a crowd, you can count the honest people in your fingers. However, I think it is not as bad as it seems. I have seen many outstanding people working very well. I have seen in all levels sincere people also. I have seen, let's say, corrupt people also, arrested some also. I have set right people also. But then it depends on the leadership, it depends on the officer, it depends on the government. Government has to give the right attitude. If the head of the government goes on TV every month or every 2 months and says, government officials, you better follow the rules, you better be transparent and honest, they will listen. Nobody tells them anything. After 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, nobody is giving a refresher course on ethics. It has to be done continuously. And although everybody knows, it is clear, there is no doubt about it that you have to be transparent. But motivation is required, and many people will remain honest with some kind of encouragement and motivation. And also they need some mentorship at times, because they are stuck, and young IAS, IPS or IFS officers may be unsure of what to do. And some senior people have to mentor them at times. So I think corruption is there, but it's not as much as we think. I think it can be removed with a carrot and stick kind of policy. However, I don't think that government should go overboard in creating a kind of fear psychosis among the government officials, because there is a time when people are not working also. At times they are scared to work because they feel that even if I do the right thing, somebody will get after me and I will be in trouble, and somebody will complain, or the government will be after me for political reason, whatever. So I think that fear psychosis is not good. So balance needs to be maintained. And the answer to the right approach is good leadership, political leadership, bureaucratic leadership, and that is what is needed. It is difficult, but it can improve. We can improve definitely.
Amazing, sir. And I can really understand what you are saying because my father was also in police. He was also working as a DSP officer. So,
Very
as
good.
you said, like when you are very clear in your character, when you are very clear with what you need to do, that like you are coming from that service point of view. And second thing you said very beautifully, I saw in one video of you also, like how well that one person who came to you for some work, his work was not getting done for long years, and you talk to him and let that work done. So that good thing, that good image of that person happens in that person. So amazing guidance that you. Thanks a lot, sir, for joining today. And let this session and this beautiful podcast, any last words you would like to convey to the audience, and any advice you have for me. And I hope you have this enjoy the session.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a great session, good questions, and fantastic conversation. I think basically cheerfulness is the mantra. We should be cheerful people. We should not be, जैसे मैं talks में भी बोलता हूँ, youngsters हंसते हैं, रोंदू type नहीं बनने की जरूरत है, दुखी आत्मा नहीं बनने. Stay cheerful, positive, and spread that vibe. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot, sir, joining today. And you can check out this podcast on this our YouTube channel and also on the Spotify. Thanks a lot for joining, giving your time. Thanks.
Podcast A Way to Bliss is hosted by Ashish, who has a deep desire to connect with people, to converse with people on their journey of yoga in search of bliss and their life transforming stories which can heal your body, mind, and soul. If you find these conversations insightful, please share with your close ones to heal their mind.